So, who's ever read Genesis? Anybody ever read Genesis? Anybody? I'm starting early. I ain't even gonna wait. The folks that get in gonna have to see this somewhere else. It's raining today. Let me make sure all of these is up. So that's not, the sound is not too loud. Okay, I'm trying, y'all, because I've been yelling and stuff. My daughter's like, Mom. Okay, good. All right. Is there anybody that ever felt like Cain, it's like, dang, he brought his stuff. Now, I ain't never felt like that. God knew the intentions, and I'm learning about intentions in this stage in my life, my experiences. Good morning, Ro. Good morning, everybody. So, I was reading. Did I not bring it in here? I'll be right back. Yeah, it's on my bed. Goodness gracious, don't you had everything? Look. I'm gonna tell y'all something. I'm so crazy. I'm grateful for it though. Y'all, Circle really thinks she a scribe. I think I am. I've been journaling since I was like 4. Since I've been able to read, I've been writing stuff down, what happened in my dreams and stuff. And I do take this here journal with me. And y'all see how big this book is. Thank you for my journal. I'm so appreciative of all the journals. Oh, see that y'all see, but y'all see how big that is. You see that it's big, and yes, I've been writing in it. Look at that. It take up my. Yeah, it's got that good paper in it. Ain't wrong with the keys. Y'all know I like keys. It's got the keys in it. You see that? You see it. Good morning, everybody. And yes, it's big. I like it a lot. And I'll be using it. I'll be using it. You see that? I'll be using it. I uses it. All right, as much as I can. So I'm very excited about it. I'm gonna show you. Oh, get you one on Amazon. You're gonna love writing on this. It just make you want to write stuff. It do. The smell, the textures, the feel of the paper. If you're using your ink wells, how the different inks look on the paper with the gold flakes and stuff. It's just whatever. I realize that I'm very eclectic. And I think I realized that at another time in my life, but I forgot. And so if I was to describe myself to anybody, I would say I'm very eclectic. Y'all think so? I have an eclectic personality altogether, just everything about just different. Just a little different. So y'all see this hoodie I got on? If you want one in your own version of it, let me turn this around because this is the basis of our lesson today. I didn't think about it until I got ready to put my hoodie on because I didn't want to. And so, do y'all see what this say? Everybody, what do this say? I'm very eccentric. Yes. What is this? What does this mean to you? Huh? Anybody? What does this mean? It's a journal, leather journal. It's my journal. What does this mean? What does this word mean? Anybody? No. Honesty, right dealings, doing the right thing. Okay. Strength, bravery, what you stand for, doing what's right, having good morals, the quality of being honest and having moral principles and moral uprightness. Ooh, what I tell y'all about our hoodies, when people see them, I want them to represent WOU. or WOIU, or the Secretarial Community, the Seeking and Finding Community, because we're not looking for all this information just to say we have it. We are looking for this information so that we can live better. One of the things my cousin talks about, we talk about all the time, is the root and seeds and things like that, growing and planting, seed time harvest. Those things are very important in life, okay? So it's going to be story time, because who remembers in kindergarten when it was like Friday and your teacher was tired? So you got to bring your blanket and your little fake pillow and lay there, and everybody would be like in a circle, and you could relax and just listen to the story. We're going to do that today, okay? It's not Friday, it's Wednesday, but it's rainy where I am. So pretend that it's rainy and you're looking outside at school and everybody's sitting there, your teacher's in her chair or at her desk, and everybody's all comfortable. Get your blanket if you're home or in the office. Sneaking. Don't go to sleep. But the teacher's just gonna read today, because I want to get y'all in on what God showed me, and it's so powerful. And I don't want to have to answer a lot of questions unless I'm asking questions. So act like this is that, okay? So snuggle up. It's raining where you at. Good job. So you already, if you got your sweater at work or whatever, just get ready to kind of let your mind go today. Y'all with that? Anybody? Y'all want to just kind of understand and not necessarily be so okay? Because yeah, I think this is gonna be good. Okay. So what I need to do real quick, y'all get comfortable. Also, you guys saved and baptized this Sunday. Come on through. We got somebody that went down in Jesus' name. Oh, we got somebody that went down in. Hey, Jesus, they had it. That the helpers was rejoicing on Sunday. Come on, congratulations, baby. I love to hear that. It's been a lot of yeah. Congratulations. Uh-huh. Um, revel in all this happiness. You're gonna need it later. Just gonna tell you that. Auntie gonna give it to you right. Listen, it is. Get ready to get your bootstraps up. I'm just gonna say that because this is a walk. I ain't gonna fluff it for you. You hear me? I'm excited for you, but I also want you to understand that what you feel today, the enemy, he don't want you to feel that. So this is the feeling that you are fighting for. When you first come to Christ, that love, the devil instantly comes to try to take that away. You see what I'm saying? But understand that this, when you are on your knees and you are praying and your walk starts, listen, this is the feeling that you'll remember. Okay? This is the feeling that you remember, and know that God will give it back to you all the time. He can make you feel it every day. Don't let the enemy tell you, no matter what your circumstances be, that you can't, because you can. Okay? And I want to say that because a lot of people don't, I feel like the church don't be preparing people for the walk that we gotta, but that's why we here. We gonna get everybody together so they can be ready, because I just found something out. My bank is closing a whole bunch of branches. Anybody else hear about fake banks closing branches? Ain't about to be no more physical locations. Who's getting that? Anybody else get that? Mm. PNC is shutting down 2,500 locations. Yeah, a lot of banks are shutting down their physical location. Tone told us about it months ago. Y'all remember when Tone came on and he told us all the banks in his area were closing and there was nobody in there, and everybody thought Tone was crazy because he's in Cali? But I told y'all they always start on the coast and go in. A whole bunch of banks. A whole bunch of them. I'm gonna just say this, and I wanna get this out there. If you was here last year, I told y'all very shortly it's not about to be no money. Money's not gonna have any value. 12 months later, money really don't have no value. Do y'all agree? Who agrees with that? We didn't seen in the last year that places all over the world have been throwing they using. I looked in Venezuela, the dude, it's the dude over there making purses out of their money, jewelry, getting a brick too. He making purses out of the Venezuelan money. Code, I want one. Mr. Venezuela man, can you send me a purse? I will display it to everybody. But yeah, he making purses out the damn money. They threw it away. He got stacks and stacks. He sit there and fold like origami type purses out of Venezuelan money. Stuff that people was probably getting killed for in cartels, unalive for in cartels 2 years ago, trying to rack it up. Don't even have no value now. You can find it laying, people laying on it to go to sleep. Is y'all getting this? This is why I said, look, while money is valuable, you better buy what's valuable. Food, salt, flour, sugar, seasonings, camping gear, stuff to cook outside, that stuff. Because if it ain't no power, your little pots, I say it all the time, your little cute pots, your little pots you got that match your kitchen, they're not going to cook on an open fire, honey. That handle's going to melt, and that Teflon in there is going to melt away, and it's, you know. So, did you say buy gold? Gold ain't about to have no value. You can't eat it. Gold is not valuable right now. Money is backed off of gold. So if money ain't valuable, gold ain't about to be valuable. What's about to be valuable is sugar, flour, garlic powder, salt, oil, fat, pots that you can cook outside with, warm stuff, axes, tools. That's what's about to be in bullets, things to make weapons with. Those things are going to be important right now. All the rest of that, you wasting your time and energy. Don't you dare go put no money in no silver or no gold. I told y'all that last year. I told y'all the stock market been gone since 2019. They let y'all get into this Bitcoin crap, revved it up, and let y'all inflate the market. But it ain't been no money. The food and all of that going bad, y'all better get with it. You better be buying stuff that if it ain't no refrigeration and you need to filter water to just light a fire and heat up your food that you can feed your family. How you gonna warm your house if it ain't no natural gas and it ain't no electricity? Tell me. How you gonna cook for your family if your stove don't work? What happened when propane run out? Because if we go to war, if we are at war right now, all of the natural gas is going to be used for overseas. It ain't about to be used for over here. I told y'all go watch the shows about the Depression, World War I and II, how the people all around the world that were living, how they were living, what resources were short, what things, because sometimes they didn't see sugar for 6 months. In different regions, they didn't see sugar, they didn't see flour. This is why people was, okay? Gas is about to go up. Okay. I told y'all I wasn't really tripping about having no car because we all about to be walking. We had these conversations around other videos, but let's get to this. So, what we about to do for story time, I'm going to let some more people get in here just in case because I know everybody getting to work. We got 14 minutes. I'll wait till the 30-minute, 25-minute mark and let everybody get in here. You taking a course about the Great Depression? Good. I've been asking people to go study about it for over a year. There's too many documentaries for them not to, but they be thinking Circle just be wanting them to watch TV. No, I be trying to show you that history is about to repeat itself, and you need to understand how people was living back then. But folks ain't got time for that. So just understand that God has you there for a reason, and pay attention to everything. None of that information is for nothing. It is all. Take notes. Copy everything, do whatever you need to do, get an A in that class because you're going to help a lot of people if you pay attention. Oh, I love you too, Keish. Good morning, everybody. I'm trying to get everybody time to get their coffee and stuff because I know they didn't give a notification where we at. I just don't. Oh, you know what I'm about to. Thank you, Auntie. If you hear, good morning. Can I tell you something? I say thank you to y'all so much, and y'all don't even know. When I be walking through this house, hmm I do. I do. I do. I do. So, who? Look like I got a boo boo, don't it? I got to get my lithiometer, make sure y'all telling the truth. I love this thing. I'm bringing it with me. I'm bringing it with me to the meet and greet. We'll just keep it there. Keep her safe. I love this thing. Who watched his Dark Materials? Anybody? Anybody? Come on, Auntie. Well, Auntie got me in a lithiometer, y'all. Oh, right, dust. Bear, baby, crab. I love it. And it goes with these, so it's very exciting. Very, very exciting. There's all kind of clocks and things in here. Do you see? There's our tree. So stop watching. Yes, they work. These are the things that matter. You know, I'm a Pisces, so we had to get the one with the fish, but mhm. And now we got a lithiometer there. Thank you, y'all. A little bit. I love it. Uh-oh. These things make me happy. Ooh. Just weird for absolutely no reason. That's the third. Oh, it's about to be more. Okay. So I'm not a I told you so person. So when I say this, I'm not saying I told you so. Y'all that have been here for more than 9 months, are you happy that God chose to whisper in your ear about the things that were coming 9 to 12 months later? Because there's a gazillion people on this planet that have absolutely no idea what's going on. Just raise your hand. Happy birthday. I don't know whose birthday I just missed, but happy birthday. This is why I be trying to tell y'all. Oh, Raya. Happy birthday, Pumpkin. This is why I be trying to tell people. I told y'all people used to tell me like I was a buzzkill and all of this, but then I started noticing God would take me into social situations. He would have me say something, and then it would all happen. And people used to say I was cursing him. No, that's called a portent. Who knows what a portent is? Portent. Can y'all look up that word real quick? And then we're going to get to the lesson because we almost been on here 25 minutes. Oh, it's Auntie Karen's birthday. Oh, Auntie K. Oh, you got your first apartment. Happy birthday. Y'all, it's Auntie K's birthday. Auntie K, happy birthday. And Mariah, congratulations on your first apartment. Yes. Something that indicates what is likely to happen in the future. A sign or a warning. So, crazy, sexy Nicole, you know we don't do guesses, we do facts. Twitter fingers. Happy birthday, Kay. I hope you have an amazing day today. And congrats. Hey. Hey. Kay. To be a sign or warning for what's likely to happen. Okay? Miss Lady, it's your birthday too? Wait a minute. Oh, y'all, Lady M57, happy birthday. Happy birthday to everybody's birthday that is today. or tomorrow or the next day. I'm getting it out the way because we March. A lot of people was made in March and April. Uh-huh. Uh-huh. We know what y'all parents was doing around the summertime. I know because I had a kid born in March. So I absolutely know my first kid, and I remember the summer that God said, sit down, sit on down. You'll be doing nothing around here. Sit down. I said, yeah, it's my sophomore year. I'm about to get it in. I was going into my junior year. He said, I bet you don't. Sit down. You ain't about to be doing nothing but incubating. That's it. They was outside, y'all. Yeah, sat on down. I was so sad. Oh, it's so sad. Dad, like, dang, I'm about to be 17. What? It's time to get, and they had teen clubs where I was living at too. He said, I bet you won't visit one of them. I bet you won't visit one, and I didn't. By the time I was old enough to go to the club, it was club time. I didn't get to go to not one teen club ever. I got cheated. Mm-hmm. So, yes. I'm getting ready to go get me some water. Oh, I got water already. I'm going to go to the restroom, and we're going to start when I come back. This is story time, everybody. You don't got to worry about what book we in. I'm just going to read to y'all, and I want to show y'all what God shared with me, okay? I'll be right back. Be right. Well, get your blankets and stuff because it's raining. It's story time. I got the soft music playing. I can't think of nothing Bach or something I should have been playing. But I don't want them talking about nothing on YouTube. Give me a second. I'm hungry. Y'all gonna hear my stomach rattling. Ooh. All right, family. What's here? Sorry about that. Okay. So, what we are going to be reading is coming out of Josephus. Please don't ask me the page and all of that. It's story time. You can go find it on your own if you want to. I'm not answering none of those questions about what chapter, none of that. I love y'all, but I need y'all to understand, so I just want to get this out. And I'm not being rude. I'm just telling y'all. Oh, I'm happy. Yep. Cheap, ain't it? Not trying to knock none of my nail techs, but sometimes us girls that don't have a lot be wanting to look nice too, so we gotta find another way. Yeah. Okay, let's do this. Y'all ready? Okay. Thank you. Ooh. Okay, so we start out where God is relating to Moses. So what would be our Genesis? Oh, come on, yes. See, now look at that. Did y'all see that? That's my baby right there. Hey, pumpkin, I like to hear that. I do nails for free or $25 for my ladies who don't have it. Come on. And God gonna bless you. Thank you, Lord, for blessing her tremendously. I know exactly, baby, listen, honey. People was talking about I was lazy because I was sitting at home and they didn't know there was times I was making $1,000 a day before 1 o'clock in the evening. Like I would get up at 5 and before 1 o'clock in the afternoon doing hair, I'd be a made a rack. She ain't got no job. I don't need one. I don't need one. If I do that 3 days a week, that's $3,000 a week in my house. While my kids, I can still get them up, get them, be there when they get. What you mean? How am I lazy? And I'm up at 3:30. My client showed up at my house 2 o'clock in the morning because they want to get their hair fresh before they go to work because they getting on the plane when they leave. And I was in my house. In my house. It ain't always what you think it is. Because even if you make $200 a day in your house, that's still $1,000 just 5 days a week. If you work the other two, $1,400 a week, $2,800 every two, and you all can do the math. So if I did 4 iron outs in a day, that was $200. A washing and iron out was $50. 4 a day, that's $200. It only take me 30 minutes to shampoo, condition, maybe an hour total to get you from wherever you was at to fresh to death out the door. Eat, another client an hour. So for 4 hours worth of work, I'd have made $200. You see what I'm saying? But on the outside, it was she ain't had a job in 10 years. Well, these bills is still getting paid and these kids are still having what they need. So this is why I be trying to tell y'all, don't worry about what people say. It ain't worry about how it look to other people. It's how your life is really going that you should be worried about. Are your needs met? Do God meet your needs? Do he make sure you don't got to worry about nothing? So why is you worried about with the people that ain't putting nothing in your... Don't do it. They be jealous, and we about to read about that. Okay? So, here we go, family. I'm trying to tell y'all, I had to get over what people thought about my life and live it. And once I did, baby, honey, they could say they still saying whatever they want to. I don't give a damn. Don't change the way I live at all. Maybe God want people to spread your testimony. So when he do whatever he do, it is people that already heard the ugly. It's proof. Let them go on and spread it. Maybe your life is that interesting to them that they can't tell their own testimony, so they got to run your business, even if it's fake. Come on. Let them think whatever they want to. God might have a smoke screen up there. Because if they knew that you really changed, they'll be glued to you and you couldn't get away from them. Be trying to siphon everything you got. They didn't call and ask for nothing because I didn't have no job. They didn't think I had nothing. You gonna call and ask me? She ain't got nothing. Show don't. Don't got nothing. Absolutely anything. And don't care if you think that. I ain't worried about it. That'll make it true because you think it. Y'all got to get over people's thoughts about your life and just live it the way God wants you to. You'll be so much happier. All right, now story time. I don't know where that came from, but we're going to put that out there. Somebody need to hear it. Good morning. There you go. There's the answer. Cut them loose. All right. I'm going to skip around a little bit. and move. I'm just going to read. So here we go. It says, accordingly, Moses says that in just 6 days the world and all that is therein was made, and that the seventh day was a rest and a release from the labor of such operations. Whence or where it is that we celebrate a rest from our labors on that day and call it the Sabbath, which denotes rest in the Hebrew tongue. So, literally, to those of you that don't know, the word Sabbath means rest. You're supposed to chill, kick back, which is what we're going to do on the Sabbath, the day after we get to. That place is beautiful. I did go look at like 2 pictures. I said, oh, wow. Who's getting excited? Who's getting excited? Anybody that's going? Yeah, no? Okay. So it says, moreover, Moses, after the seventh day was over, begins to talk philosophically and concerning the formation of man, and says thus, that God took dust from the ground and formed man and inserted him in him a spirit and a soul. This man was called Adam, which is the Hebrew in the Hebrew tongue signifies one that is red, because he was formed out of the red earth. And if you think about it, red clay dirt, right under the dust, most clay has a red tone to it. It might start out red and it'll dry brown, darker brown, lighter brown, but most clay has a red tint to it. It might be a little more orange. It could be orange, red, brown, but most clay has a red, and he was formed out of the miry clay, the clay, right? Okay. So you think about that. I hate to say it, but a lot of times when clay dry, it look this color right here, don't it? Most clay, even if it started out dark, terracotta, like in the winter, in the summer, I get real red under here. I have a lot of red tones in my skin. Okay. If you look at the dirt in Africa, right? They make a lot of clay pots and things like that. What do they look like when they're dry? A lot of times they have a reddish, terracotta like color to them, right? Okay. So it says, because he was formed out of red earth, compounded together, for of that kind is virgin and true earth. God also presented the living creatures when he had made them, according to their kinds, both male and female, to Adam, who gave them those names by which they are still called. But when he saw that Adam had no female companion, no society, for there was no such created, and that he wondered at the animals which were male and female, he laid him asleep and took away one of his ribs, and out of it he formed the woman. Whereupon Adam knew her. Whereupon when Adam knew her, she was brought to him and acknowledged that she was made out of himself. Now, a woman in the Hebrew tongue is Isa. So woman in the Hebrew tongue is Isa, Issa. Kind of like Lisa. Isn't that crazy? Or maybe Isha is a version of that. Taisha, Naisha. Uh-huh. That type thing. Issa Rae. Exactly. That name means woman. Isn't that cool? Marissa. Uh-huh. Yep. So we can think of Jessica, maybe even has that in there. We don't know. Issachar or Jessica. We don't know. It can be in there some type of way too. You know, they play with it. But isn't this interesting? Yes. Okay, we moving on. And it says, but the name of this woman was Eve, which signifies the mother of all living. So, woman in Hebrew is Isa, but her name was Eve, which means mother of all living. All right, now here we go. What is the gene called that a certain people carry that allows them to birth every race of people that you can see on the planet? The Eve gene. The Eve gene. And who carries that gene? Who carries that gene? Black women have the Eve gene. The women that have the red clay dirt skin tone or dark skin are the only people on the planet that have the genome in their body to produce every race of people you see. The mother of all living. Get it? The Eve gene is this same thing. She can produce white, Asian, African, pale, all the way down to the darkest, dark all the way up to the lightest. Right? Mother of all living. Eve gene. Y'all seen Pudge Pudge Mama? You already know where I was going, Grace. You already know Pudge Pudge was coming. Y'all seen Pudge Pudge Mama? Anybody seen Pudge Pudge and her mama? For my newbies, please go look up Pudge Pudge and her mama. And you never seen Pudge Pudge, look at Pudge Pudge and look at her mama. But that did not only happen because Pudge Pudge mama has a white husband. Two dark-skinned black folks can produce that same child. It happens all over the country, all over the world, all the time. Okay? Right. Okay. So it says, Moses says further that God planted paradise in the east, flourishing with all sorts of trees, and that among them was the tree of life, and another of knowledge, whereby was to be known what was good and evil. And that when he brought Adam and his wife into this garden, he commanded them to take care of the plants. Now the garden was watered by one river, which ran about the whole earth. Why does that make sense? That one river ran about the whole earth at this time in the beginning. Why does that make sense? Why does that even make sense? Tell me. The land had not been separated yet. High five, star on your paper. Good job. It was one landmass. So there were the Euphrates or whatever the river was. It just circled around the whole landmass of what we call Earth because it hadn't been broken apart yet. Good job. High five to everybody. You get stars on your paper. I love it. So that's why there were probably maps prior to that showed them sailing around a flat mass, maybe. The plate that y'all keep talking about, before God broke it up, maybe there weren't that many different elevations, but when you drift, okay, and now you on the other side, the elevation is going to change, and the land mass has now changed. They have invisible islands, they say, that pop up and go, what they call them, ghost islands in the islands, y'all. To my islanders, don't they say y'all got ghost islands? A land mass will just pop up in the middle of the water and then it's gone? Or am I wrong? Right? Okay. Now think about this. What were the giants called? What were a lot of the giants called? Y'all remember when we was reading the Og? The Nephilim, that was their name, but what it was like a job description. Mountain builders, Auntie. So if they could fly back then, you don't think they could build floating mountains? What's an asteroid? A floating rock, a floating mountain above us. So these beings, listen now, God tells us that there is water above us and water below. We know that because a well means water is in the earth. We know that there is a sea from Enoch and just regular Bible that we've seen now water just pouring like it was coming out of a sinkhole. Like how we got sinkholes and we see or whatever them things is called, where it's and you don't know where the water is going. So now in our real life, where people are live streaming, they say, "Oh my God, look at this! It's like a faucet in the sky, and it's only pouring like it's coming out of a circle thing." Okay, a whirlpool, right? So where did the water go? Right. So now we got like God then turned on the faucet in the sky, and you have that same type of thing happening just straight out, like in different places in the world. It's just like a faucet. It's just pouring. That ain't nowhere else, just right here, like a faucet. So we know that there is a sea above us. We know that for a fact. There's water. Everything is up there. We understand that, right? We know that. So if these beings that come from space built mountains that we don't even know ain't really mountains, and they hold cities under them, and we know that they've been in the water. We've seen the big old helmets that the people is flying in, that they could go and live in like a house, like a shoe. We never questioned why the lady was able to live in a shoe, but now we know why. Because a giant left that shoe and she moved her and her kids in it. We get it. Okay. So if rocks can fly or float in space, then we know for a fact massive rocks can float underwater. And if they are mountain builders and they are from, and they daddies are from, and they daddies understand physics and all of that, gravitational pull, what are the lightest rocks and metals? Remember who taught the people to mine this stuff. They are the ones that taught the men how to get the iron and gold and everything out of the rock. But think about this. Did the war in heaven happen before man got to earth or after? The war with the angels, did it happen prior to man or after? After man was on earth? Before. No, before Adam was actually put on earth in the spiritual realm. Because spirit is first. Spirit was created first. And even though God had formed him, he said, I'm not going to worship him. So the war with the angels happened before man came to earth. Do we know that angels are made up of stardust and all the things that are made up from the cosmos? Right? We know this. We know that they are made from the cosmos, literally, like lightning and water and this. Maybe that's how they move in like lightning, right? Because lightning flash and you don't know where it came from and where it's going. You don't know. That's how the angels be. They there and then they not. Okay? Crazy, right? In a flick of an eye, they be gone like lightning. God is so amazing in how he does stuff. So with that, when the fallen angels were killed, because some of them were killed, it was a war, and there was ones that was killed. When they fell to earth, if these some that we know that there's all types of angels, they're made of all different elements, rocks, jewels, things, maybe even gold, who knows? With that, those angels fell to earth. Not all of them were killed, but some of them were. We know that from what's the movie, Gabriel and all of that. It shows how it was a thing of angels and their wings was, and they was crucified on these sticks. Right? They fell on their own spears or whatever it was. They fell like meteors, right? Okay? So when they were buried in the earth, okay? When they were buried in the earth, right? Because they were buried in the earth. Well, where do we get our jewels from? Did I know that indigenous Americans are called the mound builders? I did. And do we know what's in all the mounds? We do. What's in all the mounds? And angels cry rare jewels, they do. No, it's not earth in there. It's giant bones. There goes some mounds right there. And some of the giant heads they found in there with horns on them. Artifacts, giant beings. Where did they find him at? They found him in the late 1900, early 20th century. There were several claims of discoveries of giant humans mummified remains. Oh, the Smithsonian scientists examined the remains and purchased for $500. Oh, on October 7th, 1895. And these are mounds in the Ohio Valley, Snake Pit, whatever you want to call it. It gives all the states. So if you want to go grab this, the Encyclopedia of Ancient Giants in North America. And most of them, a lot of them are in the Ohio Valley states. They're even the Amorites and all. We've done our research there. Yes, you'll want to go get this. And there's another here that's along the same lines. Where is it? These four definitely will help you on your journey. Wait a minute. I forgot I even had this. Y'all be buying. See? Look at this. I forgot I had this one. I'm about to bust this open today. Look at that. Y'all buy me so much stuff. I forgot I had this book. Fooling with y'all. Is that where they get the crystal chakra stuff? Yes, I'm about to show you something in just a second. Screenshot. Screenshot. Screen. If you're new, you'll want to keep your screenshot thing together. And definitely go get your, it's backwards. Well, y'all know y'all can flip it. Come on now. I'm going to read some of that today. And this is another good book to get. I don't know where my other one is, but this one too. Okay? Okay? to what I was saying. I'm gonna get to that, but I just want to show. Look, boom, I turned right to it. He be on it. Sorry, big money. I ain't gonna do y'all bad. So there go your crystals. And who are they with? Stone, lore, and charms. The giants are the people. I mean, the angels are the people. You're welcome. The angels are the people that taught the women how to get the diamonds and stuff out to make the charms, and it's all in the show. Thank you, Day, for telling me about the Invisible City. I did forget that you told me that, and I've been watching it, and I think I'm down to my last show. I think I watched it all. I'm real sad. They need to hurry up and make a third season, because if that ain't everything we read in Enoch, did y'all go start watching it? Can I ask y'all a question? To those of you that have watched it, who started watching it? Anybody? Real quick, and then we're going to get back to the lesson. It's on Netflix. It's called The City Invincible. It's in Spanish. You got to read it. Okay, did you get to the part? Did anybody get to the part with the little girl in the book? Anybody? Have you got to that part where the little girl is in the book? The Invisible City. But it's Citadel Invincible. I don't know how to say it in Spanish. Okay. Tell me these books don't come to mind now. Tell me they don't. I said y'all they put it in the whose books. They put the truth. I was wondering who was going to say something about it. They taught her how to summon the spirit, y'all. So when I showed y'all this, it's not this one. My auntie or my cousin, where is my book? Oh, no, where is, oh, there we go. This is a kid's book. This is a children's book. The day I put on my first robe was the happiest day of my life. Now, look what it's called. The Book of Wizardcraft is the apprentice, in which the apprentice finds spells, potions, fantastic tales, and 50 enchanting things to make. Did y'all see how simple it was for those of you that watched? This is real. This is Solomonic wisdom. That's Solomon, for those of you that don't know. They try to say it ain't. But that's Solomon. Fingerless gloves, Draco and serpents, crossbones board. Do you want your 8-year-old making a crossbones board? Every wizard needs a handy place to jot down notes. They tell you what to get. We ain't done yet. The hand of glory. How to burn. Celestial sheets. Why would you need celestial sheets as a child. Oh, teach you how to make a fairy circle so you can call a fury. What you need to use. We ain't done. A fairy pavilion, not just a circle. Bring the spirits and let them live in your house. We ain't done yet. We are not done. A fairy tambourine. The art of animal husbandry. Listen to, okay, I'm going to just show you. The art of animal husbandry. This is in what we get ready to read right now. And it's in the book of Og. Remember? Who were the dragon siblings? And the half bull, half humans. They were the siblings of animal husbandry, weren't they? Who remembers what an apothecary is? You remember what an apothecary is? What do they do at the apothecary? Dragon scales, red eyes of newt. Oh, yes. The book of arts. Like the dark arts. They make potions. Oh. Your secret journal, which is really your book of the dead or your book of secrets. They teach them how to make a book of secrets for their spells. And look at the symbols that's on there. They are alchemic symbols. See it? Oh. We ain't done. In search of what? The Holy Grail of the mysteries of Glastonbury. You mean King Arthur? Huh? You mean that's important? King Arthur is important in magic. He's also listed in the Bible, which is really, in the Bible histories. Oh, okay, so I might want to get on that. We can ready to get back to this lesson. Remember animal husbandry, please and thank you. So, invisible inks. They show you how to make invisible ink. So you can write your stuff down without your parents knowing you're doing magic. And guess what we got in here? Invisible ink. Because I write in invisible things. Because I don't want people to know my prayers. And when I was married, whatever I was going through, you don't get to, this is me and God. So isn't that funny? Tell you how to make your quill pen. You mean one of these? And just because it looks like, I'm going to show you because I got this case over here somewhere. Hold on. That's not it. That is not. Y'all know I keep these. This what it looked like on the outside. You wouldn't even think twice. You'll put it in your cart at the store. This is what that case look like if it don't look like this. Where'd that go? See that? The devil is cunning. We know this. And because you won't study, you don't know. So then they come in, you buy it. But I told y'all they be telling the kids what it is. And they put them in kids' books. The whole ology series is dedicated to kids between like 6 and 12. And it's all magic. That whole bottom line down there, all of this spyology, mythology, dungeonology, vampireology, alienology, oceanology, the winemaker's guidebook that comes with this is a part of that series, or not. But look what it comes with. Hidden in the back. Ah! And it's real wood. It's not plastic. It's the kids' book. It's got sand, all the elements. It's got feathers and whatnot. It's a kid's book. How to make your wine, how to do your spells, what monsters to call up, what got this all kids. This whole bottom down there right here. All of these ologies right here, the study of, because we know that ology means the study of. So all of these books right here, they sell to your kids all the way up to about right here at school, at the scholastic thing. And when you Google these names, they're real things. Because the same things that are in this wizardology book is in here. But the same things that's in here and in the wizardology book, now this is an adult book. This is a kid book. The same stuff is in here. And this is the history of magic and witchcraft and the occult. This is a grown-up book. This is a kid's book, but the same stuff that's in here is in there. And I'm going to blow your head back even further. They get it from here. This ain't nothing but spells. So these are the dumbed-down version of this. And made to look pretty. This is a spell book. But I wouldn't know how to recognize these. Yeah, don't go get the Lesser Key of Solomon. It's literally a spell book. Yeah. But all the same stuff that's in this is in these. And all of those books down there that they selling to your kids. The names of the people on their favorite shows, same thing. It's short for. And because we don't take the time and we just say, oh, it's kids. Okay. You just found out that Gord from the movie Home is like Demogorgon and is an underworld demon. I told my kids when that movie first came out, I said, that's a spirit. That's so funny. However long ago. They said, Mom, there you go. I said, something about him ain't right. And here we go, however many years later. Thank you. I told my kids that a long time ago. They thought I was crazy. You're going to have to go back and watch them. That's one thing I'm not going to do. I love you and it not to you, but I don't go back. Just, we record on YouTube. So you, right after we get off here, you can go look them up. Because I'll be going back 1,000 times, but I am about to go to the bathroom real quick and make me some coffee. So y'all got some time to go and get paper or whatever you need to do. Get yourself together. Thank you so much. Because we about to get back to this Josephus because I got some stuff for y'all. So give me a minute. Let me make me some coffee and go to the bathroom real quick. But that all plays a part into everything we're doing. Ooh, excuse me, y'all. Okay. I gotta blow my nose. Y'all still here? Y'all know it's always gonna be something. This full, this full, this full. Goodness. Okay. That's why I'm always in the restroom. For those of you that are new, yes, I take frequent bathroom breaks. First of all, I'm an old lady. And second of all, I always got at least 70. But this 15 ounces, I know this is like 32 ounces, I think. And this one even bigger than this one and wider. So about 60 ounces of liquid with me at all times. Hey, y'all. Okay. So here we go. Good morning, y'all. We having story time today. Please don't ask what chapter and all that stuff because I'm just reading. Because I'm not, I just, it's raining. Just chill out, get you a blanket or a sweater. I'm just talking. I'm reading, but I'm not, you don't have to be where I am. Because I'm going to be all over the place. Okay. All right, here we go. Back to the story in hand. Okay. So, so it says, now the garden was watered by one river, which ran about the whole earth and was parted into 4 parts. Faizan, which denotes a multitude, running into India, makes its exit into the sea, and it is called, and is by the Greeks called the Ganges. Euphrates also, as well as the Tigris, goes down into the Red Sea. Now the name Euphrates or Phrath denotes either a dispersion or a flower. By Tigris and Gilgath is signified what is swift with narrowness. And Gion runs through Egypt and denotes the what arises from the east, which the Greeks call the Nile. So there were other names for the rivers. Some of them still go by that name, some of them don't. But very interesting to know that they had other names. It's funny that Phrath, Rath, was the name of that river, right? And Pharaoh, right, starts with that same beginning, like the same syllable, the PHR, whatever, right? I'm reading from Josephus. When I hold it up to read, you can see it. This is how I know, because this is how I'm reading. I'm not reading down here, so you can see it. No. Please don't ask me to stop and do something in the middle of teaching my class. It drives me nuts. You can always go back and watch this. I showed it, but please, thank you. Yes, please don't ask me to do something like, y'all, that be throwing me off. And you might not know, you might be new. But like, people just ask me to go back and pick up books. I'm doing something else. And we record on YouTube, so you're always able to go back and watch it. And you can stop and pause and look and see for yourself. Okay? And I'm not trying to be mean to those of you that might not know. But if I run back and forth to this bookshelf, I might show 60 books in a class. There's no way I can remember which one. So that's why we record on YouTube so that you can go there and see everything. Okay? I ain't got in my cuticle. Bad. Okay, moving on. So it says, God therefore commanded that Adam and his wife should eat of all the rest of the plants, but to abstain from the tree of knowledge, and foretold them that if they touched it, it would prove their destruction. Who remembers the word I asked y'all to look up earlier? Thank you, Pumpkin. Who remembers? Who remembers the word I asked y'all to look up earlier? Portent. What does portent mean again, family? Do y'all remember? I need to start bringing hair things in here because this is crazy. What does it mean? Warning of calamity. Something is coming, which means it hasn't happened yet. Signs, a warning. Right. Right. So in this space that I'm reading in right here, now listen. I need a hair. Rena, I just had one of yours on, but I'm gonna use this ghetto right here on the floor because I need to just have me a hair scrunchie bucket in here. Okay. Yep. What the world would call, what would the world call that? Tell me. What would the world call that? What does the world call it? The church calls it prophecy. What does the world call it? Psychic. Psychics, right? So God calls it prophecy. The world calls it psychic abilities. Okay? But right there in that space, he told Adam and Eve, he said, listen, you can do whatever you want to do. Just don't touch this. This is the only thing, the whole world is yours. You can go in caves. You can do whatever you want. Just don't touch this. And when you do, it's going to be the beginning of your destruction. The beginning of your destruction. So it's not like you're going to instantly be destroyed, which means suffering is going to come after that. Because if it's the beginning, that means you ain't about to die right now. Y'all getting that? Did y'all catch that? He said it's going to be the beginning of your destruction. There are some things that God asks you not to touch for your safety. There are some people God don't want you to be around for your safety. Some things he don't want you to touch because it's going to be poison to your life instantly. And you ain't going to see it right away. Maybe an hour, 2, 3, 4, 6, 7 days. It's gonna show up. Okay? So it says, but while all the living creatures had one tongue. But while all the living creatures had one tongue. I want y'all to read this for yourself. See it? But while all the living creatures had one tongue, one language, excuse me. All living creatures had one language. What does that mean? What does that mean? Animals talked. Animals talked. What does Disney tell us? What does Disney tell us? Don't Disney tell us animals talk? What animals still talk? Thank you, Shakayla. What animals still talk right now? Tell me animals that can talk right now. And they say, oh, they just repeat. Dogs, parrots, birds. A little birdie told me. Cats. Horses, Mr. Ed. My parrot laughs at the appropriate time. See, they go that stuff because they understand. Okay. All right. All right. Well, monkeys use sign language. They do. So they speak. Yep. All right. My rabbit stops her feet when she's angry. No way. I told y'all my kids used to tell me all the time, and I'm not an animal person, so I'm gonna pay attention to that. That's gonna stand out to me because I'm an animal person. She did not bark unless one or two people was coming to my house. Other than that, she didn't bark. But she did say out. When she wanted to go out, she'll come up to you and get like her paws on the couch. She said, out. And I said, a donkey spoke in the scriptures. You right. I said, uh. So when my kids and my ex-husband came home, I said, this dog talks. Now, mind you, we got her from somebody. We got this dog from somebody. She had already lived other places. She waited until everybody, I'm not an animal person, family. Everybody else in my house love animals. I'm the one that don't, and I'm the one she talked to. They all thought I was crazy until she did it to them. Dolphins still speak. Okay. Okay. They can talk to a baby in a mama womb. And they say the women that go around dolphins, when they pregnant, their kids be exceptionally smart. Okay. But I didn't. I said, oh, she want to talk to me. And then she started talking to them. And it was like, my mom's not crazy. My wife ain't crazy. Oh, okay. Mm-mm. I didn't mess with her. God just know I was going to pay attention because I don't do animals. She didn't bark. She talked. I said, yeah, we got to get rid of her. She stayed for about 3 years. I said, it's time for her to go. Okay. So, but while all the living creatures had one language, at that time the serpent, which then lived together with Adam and his wife, who remembers that the serpent stood up about 6 feet? He was like this. The king cobra was basically this snake. He had feet and arms, and he ate regular food. He was big. So when you see a king cobra, a giant king cobra, stand up on his tail, what's the tallest they could be? What, 8 feet? Imagine him with arms and legs and wings, because he flew and he could. He flew. He had arms and legs. Could you imagine that? Now let me ask you a question. What happens in Aladdin and in a lot of the Indian culture? Whenever there's like a Jafar type being that his hair is all tied up, he's from ancient Mesopotamia. There's always a talking snake around, isn't it? Dr. Doolittle, right? You're right, Dr. Doolittle. Isn't there always a talking snake in a movie? And the snake is whispering Harry Potter, Slytherin house. Huh? Jungle Book. Okay. Okay. All right. I'm just gonna say. All right. So going down where we are. All right. Oh, there we go. Okay. So it says, but while all the living creatures had one language, at that time the serpent, which then lived together with Adam and his wife, showed an envious disposition at his spousal of their living happily, and in obedience to the commands of God, and imagining that when they disobeyed them, they would fall into calamities, he persuaded the woman, out of a malicious intention, to taste of the tree of knowledge, telling them that in the tree was the knowledge of good and evil, which knowledge, when they should obtain, they would lead a happy life. Nay, not a life to an inferior, not in a life inferior to that of God. By which means he overcame the woman and persuaded her to despise the command of God. And now, when she had tasted of that tree and was pleased with its fruit, she persuaded Adam to make use of it also. Upon this, they perceived that they were become naked to one another, and being ashamed thus to appear abroad, they invented somewhat to cover them. For the tree sharpened their understanding, and they covered themselves with fig leaves. You know, if I had to, and I ain't never done this, I haven't ever done it, but how people say an acid or a mushroom trip is. You see the beings that you can't see with your natural eyes. So imagine the reverse. Imagine only being in the spirit and only seeing bountiful things and beautiful things and beautiful beings and angels ascending and descending. And then when you take this fruit, all you see is the death and destruction that be flashing in the end of the world movies. Because you got to think, it was the reverse of what they were used to seeing. They didn't know nothing about death because they wasn't supposed to die. Everything around them grew naturally. They didn't have to plant nothing. So what do you think it have anything to do with the portents that be coming when people is in the movies that we watch and they keep seeing these scenes of red everywhere? And could that have been what they saw? Because as soon as they took the fruit, the destruction started. They hadn't reproduced yet. And you only reproduce what you are. This is how we all became sinners. This is why they say you're born in sin and shaped in iniquity. Because they hadn't produced any children. See, maybe if they would have produced one or two kids prior to that, humanity could have been saved or something. But because they sinned prior to having children, because we can only be, we're a replication of our parents. Now, I don't know, I'm not God, but I just be thinking like, dang, maybe if they could have had at least two prior to them sinning, it wouldn't have, because that would have been two generations of children or two lines that wasn't created in sin. But then that's the butterfly effect, and we wouldn't have never had Jesus and all of that. So then that just be stuff I'll be thinking about. Then everybody wouldn't have had to be born a sinner. Because maybe you could have came out the other line. You know what I mean? Just something to think about. Anyway. All right. All right. So they invented some clothing and they covered themselves with fig leaves, and tying these before them out of modesty, They thought that they were happier than they were before, as they had discovered what they were in want of. But when God came into the garden, Adam, who was wont before to come and converse with him, being conscious of his wicked behavior, went out of the way. So normally, as soon as God came into the garden, Adam would be running to talk to him. When God's spirit came through and the voice coming out of the wind or whatever, he trying to hurry up and go see what he got to say. But now that he know he a sinner, he went the opposite way. What's the transgress? Or trans means to go the opposite way, right? Transgression. He knew he had went the opposite way of what God told him to do, which was they ate of the tree and didn't listen. So when God came, he went the opposite way. He ran away because he knew he had transgressed against God's word, which was done the opposite. When people commit a crime, what do? Most times, run. They be on the run. They flee. That started with our daddy Adam. The first person to run when they knew they did something wrong was Adam. And they hide. They say somebody's harboring a fugitive. Well, it wasn't nobody to harboring, but the garden. Crazy, right? They ain't doing nothing different. Nope. And God is the law. So what he do? He went looking for him. What do the law do now? The police, they go looking for the person that committed the crime. Come out with your hands up. God said, Adam, come out with your hands up. Look at this. Because you got to use your hands to eat. He had to take, for even if she put it, if he wanted to taste it and wipe his mouth, he touched that fruit. Okay? So look, it says, but when God came into the garden, Adam, who was wont before to come and converse with him, being conscious of his wicked behavior, went out of the way. This behavior surprised God, and he asked, what was the cause of this procedure? Why is you going away? And why he that had before delighted in that conversation did now fly away from it. I'm all this backwards. Fly away. It didn't say run, it said he flew. Who remembers? Just stay right there. Don't go anywhere. I'm going to get something really quickly. I think it's in here. Nope, it's in here. Nope, it was in that one. Oh, Deb, you gave it to me the first time. Give me a second. What? Slow down, Circa. Mm-hmm. Is it in my other reel? Yep. Really? Hold on. No, it ain't. Okay, you said it. Ah, thank you, Dad. Here we go. Give me 1 second, y'all. Okay, so it's not in this version, but oh wait a minute, this might be it. Ah, here it go. Mm-mm. Okay, so in one version of it, okay, this is it right here. Ah, yep. Thank you, Dad. Okay, so hold on. I gotta kind of. This is multifaceted. So just give me a second. Let me get these marked so I know exactly where I need to read, so I'm not having to read all of this stuff. There's that. There's that. And then there's that. Okay. Sorry, y'all. Okay. So we was there. We know that the serpent got jealous, right? And instantly they failed. They realized they was naked. They made some clothes. I just want to show y'all something. So if you go to book 2, y'all got y'all book 2s? Get your book 2, go to page 249. Go to the life of Adam and Eve. Go to the life of Adam and Eve. So we just read about the snake getting jealous of Adam and Eve and how they lived. And we know that Lucifer inhabited the snake and tricked the snake, and the snake tricked Eve, and Eve tricked Adam, right? Now Adam then took off running from God, whereas he used to run towards God to get information. As soon as he sinned, he didn't even want to see God's face. Okay? So we got there, and I'm just going to read this, and then we're going to go over to this other one, okay? So he said, but he said he did now fly from it to avoid it. When he made no reply, as conscious to himself that he had transgressed the command of God, God said, I have before determined about you both, how you might lead a happy life, without any affliction and care and vexation of the soul, and that all things which might contribute to your enjoyment and pleasure should go up by my providence on their own accord. Now, let me ask you a question. In places like Africa, Brazil, And used to be in America too, but a lot of the island countries, is food not readily available on the trees and in bushes on the ground? You really don't have to plant nothing in Africa, for real, for real. If all of the war and stuff hadn't gone on there, you could just walk down the street and eat. That's your backyard? Okay. In Miami it is. Okay. But y'all know, in places like even in India, you can walk up and just get bananas off the tree, is right? So listen to what God said. He said everything that was gonna make you happy, I already made it where you didn't even have to work to get it out the ground. It was just gonna come up for you. In Jamaica, it's hard to be hungry. See? Okay. Think about that now. This is what God is telling Adam. He said, you could literally walk down and pick off any kind of tree you wanted to. Melons growing out the ground on vines. He said, you didn't have to plant nothing. It was just gonna grow up. All that you wanted, you wasn't gonna have everywhere in the Caribbean. Okay. You wasn't gonna have to farm anything. Listen to that. Did you hear that? He said, I have before determined about both, you both, how you might lead a happy life without any affliction. Affliction is sickness and sadness and stuff. We wasn't even going to have to never have sadness, disappointment, or none of that. It was just going to be vacation every day. That is how God set up the earth for us, that it was going to be a beautiful Brazilian island oasis everywhere we went all day. It was just going to be chilling. Whatever your heart's desire. He said everything y'all could have thought about. Beautiful pools, this, that, food. Y'all, what grapes was just going to grow. You wasn't going to have to plant nothing. Potatoes, whatever you needed, it was just going to come on up out the ground. You wasn't going to have to worry about it. Crazy how everybody on vacation all the time. We crave what God took away from us. Now we have to pay to get it. And you got to work long before you can get it. And that was just going to be our life. You said so sad, ain't it? We were just going to be having kids, chilling, just living. And it was just going to grow up. We wasn't going to have to plant nothing. If you read the Rechabites, you know that's true because they still live like that. Who read the history of the Rechabites? If you read the history of the Rechabites, you know that it's a place right now where that still happens. And when God don't want them to eat, and when he got them going on a fast, he don't let nothing grow out the ground or come on the trees or nothing. All the fruits they just don't come up. And then they fast, and then when it's time for them to eat again, the fruits and everything come out the thing. So this is probably how it's going to be for us. You didn't have to think, well, do God want me to fast? Because he just wouldn't let the fruit multiply at that time, or it would close the fruit up, so you know, and you ain't eat nothing. And the Rechabites still live like that. That's in these two books. If you want to check them out, the Rechabites. The sons of Rechab are mentioned in your Bible too. I believe it's in Judges or either in Kings. I know it's the beginning of there somewhere. Maybe Chronicles. Yeah. Okay. The sons of Rechab, and then the Rechabites are those people. And some of them got taken away. It's a very interesting story. Very good story. Make me think about this invisible city we watching. If you read the story of the Rechabites and you've been watching the invisible city, yeah. Huh? Mm-hmm. So, all right. Okay. All right. It says, I had before determined about you both how you might lead a happy life without any affliction and care and vexation of soul, and that all things which might contribute to your enjoyment and pleasure should grow up by my providence of their own accord without your own labor and painstaking, which state of labor and painstaking would soon bring on old age, and death would not be at any remote distance. So God said, I didn't want y'all working because I know you working is going to bring your death sooner. How many people's jobs cause their marriages to break up? Heart attacks, strokes, the chemicals that the job produces gave them carcinomas or whatever you want to call it. So much so that even our military, Agent Orange and stuff like that, the different stuff, these are all jobs that if we just lived and didn't try to exploit the earth, would have probably never come. Doctors killing over stress, nurses, people, hell, teachers going to school teaching every day could lose their life earlier than expected. My hairs are standing up. God be talking, folks just don't be listening. I tell you that. Dying to make a living that was only originally given to us for free. Come on. And to live the vacation like lifestyle. When we sinned, we gave up living on vacation every day. You give up God providing for you, and you have to provide for yourself. Wait a minute, that's what's still going on, Lord. You remember when they said I fell off a long, long time ago? Mm-hmm. I learned about your providence at about 11 years old when I was too young to get a job, but I didn't have no house to stay in and couldn't find no leads. Yet they didn't call me lazy a lot of days. Because it's kind of like I've been on vacation for the last 30 years, a little bit. I mean, I had a job or two in there, 7 or 9, but it ain't been nothing where it was no every day for a long time. I think the longest I ever held a job was 365 days at the same job. Mm-hmm. Without going somewhere else and coming right back. Only one in my whole 43 years of living. Mm-hmm. I know that's because you've been taking care of me. It's great. I just want to say thank you, Dad. You're an amazing father, and thank you for providing for me. Thank you for being my Jehovah Jireh. So this working yourself to get a bag, and we talk about that all the time. Who do that come from? Working 15 jobs. Who's making you? Ah, come on, Yasmin. Because he brings death, stress, sickness, all things that working yourself to. It don't say working yourself to life. What it would say? Working yourself to Why don't say working yourself to life? Oh, girl, I've been working myself to death. We didn't even know where that statement came from, but now we know. God said hard work and toil get you to your death early. So who is telling you to grind and grind and grind? When people don't get sleep from work, they follow machines. They fall asleep driving home, slaving for money. To get back to the lifestyle, like Big Money said, that we had for free. We were supposed to be on vacation every day. That's what paradise is. Vacation paradise. Where are we trying to get back to right now? What's on the third floor? We're trying to get back to paradise. So every time that we see some type of paradise oasis, it's what we should, our spirit remembers. That was supposed to be my life every day. That's why we hate leaving vacation. Crazy. So the devil be giving you something that you think is better than what God give you because he cheated himself out of his stuff. He don't get to go and stay. He get to go to heaven to visit to snitch on us, but he can't live there no more. And he know we get a chance to go live where he can't. Ever. He can only visit, and when the gates close, he got to go home. Excuse me, but we get to go be locked in. And you wonder why he keep trying to get you to mess up. All right. Okay. So, at death would not be any remote distance, but now thou hast abused this my goodwill and hast disobeyed my commands. For thy silence is not the sign of virtue, but of thy evil conscience. You have the right to remain silent. What they say, I need a lawyer, and that means they can't talk to him no more. God told Adam, he said, you ain't silent because you virtuous. He said, you silent because you wrong. What do they say? Snitches get stitches. We don't talk around here. You better not talk. You better keep quiet. You better not say nothing. Who running that show? Sinful silence. You said it. And most times when they're guilty, they don't want to talk because they don't want to incriminate themselves. You get it from your daddy if you like committing crimes. Is they tell them the truth, Lord? Let me see. Ask the theometer if y'all tell them the broom, candle, baby. I don't believe none of y'all. No. Let me take this off while I break it because I'll be so sad. That unbelievable. No. Listen, candle, broom, baby, no, they about to fly away. I don't believe none of them. Oh, I'm gonna have to go watch that again because I know there's something that I didn't see the last time. So here we go, just like this. All right. So, excuse me. However, Adam excused his sin. So Adam said, "I get that, but I just need you to forgive me." It said Adam excused his own sin. How you doing that? How you excusing your own sin? Oh, I know it was bad, but it ain't really that bad. Oh, that wasn't nothing. God, please forgive me. You ever messed up and it said, God, forgive me? You get it from your daddy. Look, right here. It said, however, Adam excused his sin and entreated God not to be angry and laid the blame of what was done upon his wife and said that he was deceived by her and thence became an offender. While she again accused the serpent. But God allotted him punishment because he weakly submitted to the counsel of his wife. So Adam blamed the wife blamed the snake. It ain't nobody's fault. I did it because they made me do it. Yeah, I got that. Now, if I go to OTP right here, now who remembers us talking about the Tigris just a moment ago, being one of the rivers that went all around the earth was a solid piece? Who remembers? Okay. Look where they was at when they got deceived. You see that? Say, oh, wait a minute. Satan again deceives Eve, and where was they at? The angel's brightness and went away to the Tigris. Okay, then Satan was angry and transformed himself into the brightness of the angels and went away to the Tigris to Eve. Mm, 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 mm. You can start at 249, Miss Lady. 260 is this page, but we're not staying here, so don't worry about it. Just you could just listen and go back if you want to, Miss Danielle. Okay. Right there. See, I be wondering if y'all be watching this part. Oh man. So we gonna skip that. I just wanted to show y'all that. Okay. I'm trying to get to this other part. Ah, here we go. Adam's story of the fall. Okay. So, to those of you that are new, I don't like repeating myself. Easiest way to get you blocked off my thing. I'm not gonna repeat myself more than one time if I don't want to. And whatever I said in the beginning of the class still stands right now. Nothing has changed. Okay. I will pick this book up and show it when I feel like it. If I don't feel like it, I've already shown it. I already told y'all don't ask what pages because I'm flipping through. Y'all already know that y'all can go back and watch this and get the page numbers because I'm about to be in several books. I didn't say that. If I have to keep saying the pages and the book and showing it, I'm not going to get through my lesson. We already been on here out 119 minutes. We record on YouTube so that you can go back and watch and see whatever it is that I said and or showed. I'm not getting ready to keep lifting up books for y'all pleasure. First of all, these books ain't light. And it's interrupting my class when you ask me to do it. Now, I'm not going to say that again. If you don't understand, you need to leave the class because that's going to irritate me and you're going to be blocked. Not to you. I'm just saying. So it says, and Adam answered and said, listen to me, my sons. When God made us, me and your mother, and placed us in paradise and gave us every tree bearing fruit to eat, he forbade us, saying, regarding the tree of knowledge of good and evil, which is in the midst of paradise, do not eat of it. Moreover, God gave a part of paradise to me and a part to your mother. The trees of the eastern part and over against the north he gave to me, and to your mother he gave the southern and the western parts. The Lord God appointed 2 angels to guard us. The hour came when the angels ascended to worship in the presence of God, and immediately the adversary, the devil, found opportunity while the angels were away and deceived your mother so that she ate of the illicit and forbidden tree, and she gave it to me. So there was angels. Please don't make excuses because I just told that same person that just said that. You don't have to make excuses for them because they was the person I was talking to when I just said it about 20 minutes ago. I know the name. I don't need you to say what they think they know because that's the same person as to why I said we record on YouTube. And she said, it's okay, goddess, I got it. Or it's okay. You have to make excuses for people. Everybody here is grown. I'm sure pretty much everybody over 18. And even if they didn't, I just said, I'm not going to keep doing it. I don't need nobody to make excuses for nobody. Everybody here is grown. We ain't got no 2-year-olds, 5-year-olds, 7-year-olds on this line. Okay? So if you're not listening, that's not my problem. And I say it always, we record on YouTube. So anything you miss, I'm not about to be running back and forth and holding stuff up. You can go watch it over there. As soon as we get off. I done held up probably 15, at least 10 to 15 books since we've been online for the last hour and 23 minutes. Okay. And immediately the Lord God was angry with us. And the Lord said to me, because you have forsaken my commandment and have not kept my word, which I set for you, Behold, I will bring upon your body 70 plagues. They go to afflictions. Did y'all get that? Did y'all get that? 70 afflictions. I'm sorry, 70 plagues. You shall be racked with various pains from the top of the head and the eyes and ears and down to the nails of the feet, and in each separate limb. Dang it. I was trying not to drop those. Shoot. I have to get back to them. I go. $34 right there. Nails of the feet in a separate limb, your eyes, your head, everything. Oh. Now, let me ask you a question. Didn't it say Solomon had 72 demons and there's 72 spirits of God? Or the 72 names of God or something like that? And then Solomon had 72 demons that was working under him. And we know demons bring plagues. There are demons that can bring plagues. Demonic sickness is a real thing. See those numbers starting to show up in places. Okay. So when we go back to Josephus in Genesis, when God said right here, he said, I have before determined about you both that you might lead a happy life without any affliction and care and vexation of the soul, which is the mind. So no mental illness. Vexation of the soul is like mental illness because your soul is your mind, basically, your thoughts, that part we can't see. Okay? No stress in your mind, strokes and things. None of that. Okay? So we know in Josephus, right here, God said, I didn't want you to have painstaking labor, and I was going to provide for you, and you don't have to worry about that. And everything was going to do what it was supposed to do without you having to work. Okay? Oh, geez. Unsee the current world, more USA. Here we go. Okay. It says, these he considered to be the scourge of pain from one of the trees. Moreover, the Lord sent all these to me in all our generations. Genetic disorders, cancer, sickness, period, came from them biting that tree and understanding. And now you get all the deafness that come along with it. Not only are you going to have to work to get food. Now, if you don't plant food, you don't eat. But prior to that, food just grew up. We didn't have to plant nothing. It was just going to be there. As we picked it, it would come. And it would only provide what we needed so we didn't waste. But when we had to start planting on our own, now we wasting stuff. Stuff goes that gets thrown out. Vegetables get thrown out. If you was only picking what you eat, only that would grow. So there wouldn't be any waste. There wouldn't be food rotting on the ground and all of that. Thank you. Do you see? Now we talking about we ain't got enough. Well, because we greedy. Look. Because we about to get back to that. Just hold on. Okay. Let me see. Okay, hold on. I'm just trying to get these certain points. They also waited till the woman was by herself and wasn't nobody covering her. How do most women get attacked? They don't get attacked with their husband around or another male around. They get attacked when they by themselves. So the enemy ain't bringing nothing new. He wait till they off by themselves or not in their right mind, drunk or whatever, or under the influence of something, or mainly when they by themselves. And that's the same. That's the first attack they did. They waited till her husband wasn't around and the two angels was off doing whatever, and Lucifer got in. Well, he know the rotation because he was in heaven. He was one of the angels. He know what time they gonna do what. So just like on Born Identity, when the security guard go to the bathroom and he changed the thing, and he get up there and the security guard look back, and it looked like ain't nothing going on right there. He didn't got in the building. That same thing Lucifer did. Ain't that crazy? Mm-hmm. So then the other thing. Oh, I think I lost the page. Okay. I have to come back and read this, but um because what I'm looking for, I think it might be online. And let me see real quick. Because I told y'all know I didn't read it in a couple different versions, so I'm just trying to see something real quick. Which version I read it in. It's a specific thing I'm looking for. There we go. Hey Siri. You ain't gonna take a screenshot because I got all these other. Hey Siri. I still ain't set it up on this one either. Oh, y'all. OMG. Just talking to y'all. Oh my. What? Okay. I'm gonna go back to them, but let me put this in my tag. That's been in my face the whole time. That is my boy. Oh, well, okay. Let me get back to what I was doing. Hold on. I'm sorry. Go back. Hmm. I don't know how I didn't see that. Uh, Okay, I found it. I gotta go to the restroom. Give me 2 seconds. I found it. And I gotta be in like several books. That's why I said just give me a minute. Okay. Oh, I gotta go pee. I'll be right back. I found it. It was online. That's why I told y'all we could be reading the same thing, but I done read it in so many different places that it's. I just want to show you. If y'all bought them strawberry biscuits, I'm telling you the secret to warm them up. I did it last night and was asleep. Butter in the oven. Butter in the oven for those strawberry biscuits from Popeyes. If you buy them and they hard the next day, put them on you some foil or in a pan. Slice your butter real thin. Cut that biscuit in half and put the top on the side. Get that cream off and then put it back on. Baby, it tastes just like it did when it came to the crib. And I bought 4. I got 1 more left. I'll be eating that for breakfast today. Mm-hmm. Butter. Butter makes everything that not margarine. Butter. Good. Good. And put some Auntie K hot sauce on that. Yep. I'm a color today. If y'all can't tell, I ain't been on here a lot. The reason I ain't been on here a lot is because I'm trying to get ready for this meet and greet. I got our gift bags in the mail yesterday. I'm waiting on 1 more printer so we can print pictures and have memorabilia. And I've been getting our mace and welcome letter and all kinds of stuff. So that's why I haven't been on here a lot. Plus, I'm still sending out books, still doing, assistance and stuff like that. So it's a lot of stuff that I've been doing. And to y'all, I told y'all this year I'm gonna be on here, but it's not gonna be as drastic as it was last year because we have so much that you can even go back and watch. That I got plenty. I could take a month off, and y'all could go and watch videos 3 a day and still not watch all of them. Margarine is oil. That's right. So you basically putting vegetable oil on your pancakes, your toast, everything. Ugh. Just pour it out the thing, then if that's what you're gonna do. Oh yeah, don't worry about it. This is just the first one. I'm gonna try. So the next one is gonna be near in the middle of America, maybe somewhere in middle America. We looking at like Oklahoma, somewhere in that area. It depends on what I find. And it probably won't be a 2 day like this one, 3 day, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. It'll probably only be one day. Like I'll get in. I really want to. I'm not gonna skate, but I want to do skating because I know y'all want to bring the kids. So I'm gonna try to find a skate place, and then maybe we can, with this y'all gonna have to pay a fee for getting in, and then we'll get have everybody send in the money for the food because I don't like playing with it. We gonna get somebody to cater, or we go somewhere, we do something. I want all that stuff to be whatever. Don't worry about driving, baby. This is the thing. We might be somewhere closer to you. That's what I'm saying. Just wait, because if this first meet and greet goes well, it won't be like this one, because this is costly for me. And if I'm gonna be traveling, then I have to keep my costs low because I don't live like that. I don't have the money like that. So I'm going to try to get it to as many states as I can. That's why I said now they're gonna be 1 day events. So I don't have to pay for a hotel for a long time, 2 days max. The day I get there, and then the day after I leave or whatever. So I'm gonna try and get to as many states as I can. But I'm asking y'all, if you have been sick, don't say it's allergies. Y'all, I have lupus, and that's another reason why I probably won't be doing a lot of hugging at the meet and greet, because I have lupus. So what might not be a big deal, a little cold to you, can put me down for 2 weeks. So if you've been sick, you tested positive for COVID or any of that, y'all, please don't come. Okay? Because my immune system, I'm not out around people a lot. Okay? So if you know you've been sick, your kids been sick, don't be like, "Ooh, I'm going anyway." No, think about me. Okay? Because I don't go outside, really. I'm not around a whole bunch of different people, touching people. So that's why and I'm going to say this again, because folks act like they can't hear. Do not try to walk up and just hug me. I do not know what none of y'all look like. Do you understand? Is y'all getting me? You all right now technically are strangers to me. Even though y'all see me every day, I don't see y'all. So if I don't put my hands out like I'm coming to hug you, please don't do that. If I extend my hand, take note of those things. Okay? Y'all hear me? I ain't trying to act like I'm too good or nothing, but I don't do that. And my daughter was on here, she'll tell y'all I don't touch. That's something I don't do in my normal life. It ain't just because I'm trying to act like I'm a whatever. I don't do it in my normal life. I don't just let people, "Hey, sugar," walk up to me and hug me and do all of that. I don't do it in my normal life, so I'm not changing. I'm not fake. So if I just walked up and started hugging y'all, y'all would know that's fake. But like I said, y'all know what I look like. I don't know what none of y'all look like for real. So to me, a person just running up to me, screaming my name and hugging me, I don't know if you crazy or not. I don't know if you sick. I don't know. I know for these next ones, we're going to have everybody send in like a picture with your name so we know who's like, we're going to have sign up so I can know faces of people that's supposed to be there. For sure. These next sign-ups, we need to know who all is coming, your name, all of that stuff. We doing it this time, but you live and you learn. Okay. So I'm going to read this to y'all real quick. And then I'm going to go ahead and go and give me some food. And we'll come back maybe a little later. We've been on here an hour and 44 minutes. Okay. So listen, y'all. Y'all listening? So y'all remember in Josephus, it said that when after Adam knew he sinned, he flew away. He flew away. Right? Now, I'm going to go back. Hold on. Okay. So we just in the same area. We in Josephus. It's talking about creation, the first days, the beginning. We ain't went in Genesis yet. So we just been kind of back and forth in different. So we getting a full piece of this beginning and not just God created people, they sinned and then they got kicked out. I'm trying to give y'all the meat of the subject. All right. So it says, on the third day, God planted the garden in the east of the earth, on the border of the world eastward, beyond which, towards the sun rising, one finds nothing but water. That encompasses the whole world and reaches unto the borders of heaven. That would be the what? What is that? The firmament. Exactly. Good job. The firmament. The firmament. The firmament. Good job. The firmament. Yes. Okay. It says, and to the north of the garden there is a sea of water, clear and pure to the taste, like unto nothing else, so that through the clearness thereof one may look into the depths of the earth. And when a man washes himself in it, becomes clean of the cleanness thereof, and white of the whiteness, even if he were dark. And that's not meaning white as in color, that means your soul. Okay. So we're gonna go down. I'm just gonna skip some stuff because there's that. It says, wherefore, now look at this. It says, wherefore God did not put Adam there, lest he should smell the sweet smell of those trees, forget his transgression, and find consolation for what he had done, and take delight in the smell of the trees, and not be cleansed from his transgression. So God made the sea of forgetfulness prior to Adam sinning. So when Adam was in the garden, and God came down and talked to him, and he flew away and hid. God already knew before he placed Adam in the garden that he had made the sea of forgetfulness, because he already knew that Adam was going to transgress, which was run away from his word. Look, it says, and God created the sea of his own pleasure, for he knew what would come of the man he should make. So that after he had left the garden on account of his transgression, men should be born in the earth, from among whom righteous ones should die, whose souls God would raise at the last day, when they should return to their flesh, should bathe in the water of that sea, and all of them repent of their sins. So in the firmament, the sea, or the lake Ashurion, just like the name of y'all cell phone company, the insurance company for our cell phones is called Ashurion. It's spelled differently in here, but Ashurion is assurance for your phone. Well, the assurance for your soul, the place where you can dip and get renewed, because Ashurion sends you either a new phone or they send you a refurbished version of your same phone. Well, they got that Assurance Wireless, exactly. They got that from somewhere. The Lake Ashurion is your redo. It's your same body but cleaned up. You gonna get your flesh back. This is in Revelations when it said they dipped and they got in the sea of forgetfulness or whatever. They all got washed and then they got the clean white robes. The clean white robe is not this filthy skin. You get a new avatar for your soul. Right now, our soul is housed in a dirty, black, decaying body. But you're going to get your heavenly body, which is clean. Or if you go to the other place, you get the death body. Just like with a Shurion, you get you a new phone, whether refurbished, because these bodies would be, they're going to be new, right? But you get the old one to get dipped and get the new body. Just like when Enoch got translated, remember it said he got to take off those old clothes. The old clothes is the skin because this skin can't live in heaven. So that's how he became Metatron, because he had to get a new name and a new body that could live in heaven, because this can't go there. I told y'all every name means something. So Ashurion is you getting something new that you already had. And the lake Ashurion that we're going to dip in and our sins are going to be washed away so we can get our heavenly body, same name. Same concept. Isn't that interesting? I told y'all this is good. Okay, so look. And for those of you, this is the Cave of Treasures, or the first book of Adam and Eve that's on sacred text. So if you read Adam and Eve on sacred text, that's where I'm reading this. But then we have Adam and Eve in the book, and it don't read the same. It's the same story, but they cut off pieces. So that's why I say sometimes I'll be telling y'all a story and I'm trying to remember where I read it at. This is the book of Adam and Eve, but we've also been reading from the book of Adam and Eve in our OTP, but it's also some other places that I have it. And so they're interpreted differently, or maybe they got a bigger chunk than the other person had, or whatever. So that's why I'll be having to remember. I ain't saying I don't be wrong, but it's just I've read these in so many different versions that the pieces just fit together. So that's why, like, even with Tobit, I got it in other books, and I'm thinking it's in the Lost books, but it's not in there. It's in some other books that I have. Right. Right. So, all right. Um, Let me see. Okay, so I'm gonna get down here, and it says, okay, and 9. So it says, and God commanded him to dwell in the cave in the rock, the cave of treasures below the garden. Now this is what I want y'all to pay attention to. Listen, it says, but when our father Adam and Eve went out of the garden, they trod the ground on their feet, not knowing they were treading. What does it mean to trod? Trod, or to tread. To walk. So when they first got kicked out of the garden, they didn't even know they was walking, which means they used to do what? Fly. Fly or float. Fly or float. And it says in our Josephus that when God came, Adam flew away. We read and we know for a fact that the people back then could fly, because there's images of this all over the place, everywhere. Yep, they gone to sacred text. It's right there in the book of Adam and Eve. We know they was flying. It's, it talked about India. I told y'all Abraham was over there in India. It talked about that. Right. Let's see what we can find in here. Is it this book or is it our other? Oh, wait a minute. Let me see. Nope, it's this one. Come on, pictures. Well, first of all, here go all our blue and green people. And this is the Hindu Bible, basically. Their holy book. Look at the blue folks and the people with the eyes and all these mythical beings, first of all. And they much bigger than the regular people, ain't they? Look at that. And they got stuff that would look like rulers and princes and whatnot. But this is an image I never paid attention to before. Do you see that? What the heck? Never paid attention to that before. Oh, do y'all see? That's space. Krishna material and spiritual energies. How big are the frick? I told y'all when the angels came and showed the girls after they got pregnant how big they were. Their knees was in the clouds. Remember, it said that the angels, the one seraphim's crown is 500 years long. No wonder they sons was 450 feet tall. The cosmic beings that are made out of the cosmos, the angels. Because how do, even if the women back then was 10 feet, how do you make your son 450 feet tall? Half the median between an earth-sized mother and an angel father is 450 feet. That was a median. Really? So how tall is daddy? No. Fallen angels are not demons. Fallen angels are fallen angels. Their children are demons. The spirit of the monsters and the giants are demons. Because they have eternal, they thought they was gonna have eternal. That's the immortals, and God said they won't be immortal. Mm-hmm. He's doing the Heisman stand. He showed is, and I know that stands because my brother. Oh, that person got human hands. This could be a version of a harpy in the Hindu, couldn't it? So the Hindu people have flying bird beings, and so did the Egyptians and the Persians. These is the ancient Mesopotamians. These is the Hindus. Got human hands. So Z. And look to be handing something off. So sweet. Mm. Mm. A dragon is a flying alligator. So when they made it with the reptiles and the birds of the field, Okay. And we have a disorder called sickle syndrome. There's a human genetic disorder called sickle syndrome. Okay. So, but when our father Adam and Eve went out of the garden, they trod the ground on their feet, not knowing they were treading, so they didn't know they was walking. And when they came to the opening of the gate at the garden and saw the broad earth spread before them, covered with large stones, with stones large and small, and with sand, they feared and trembled and fell on their faces. From the fear that came upon them, they were as dead. Okay. So I want to go from that to this right here. It says, but Adam and Eve wept for having come out of the garden, their first abode. And indeed, when Adam looked at his flesh, that it was altered, he wept bitterly, and he and Eve over what they had done. And they walked and went gently down into the cave of treasures. Okay. And as they came to it, Adam wept over himself and said to Eve, look at this cave. This is to be our prison in this world, a place of punishment. What is it compared with a garden? What is its narrowness compared with the space of the other? What is this rock by the side of the grove, those groves? What is the gloom of this cavern compared to the light of the garden? What is this overhanging ledge of rock to shelter us compared with the mercy of the Lord that shadowed us? What is the soil of this cave compared to the garden land? This earth strewed with stones, and that with planted with delicious fruit trees. And Adam said to Eve, look at thine eyes, and look at mine, which afore beheld angels in heaven praising, and they too without ceasing. But we do not see as we did, our eyes have become flesh. They cannot see in a manner like they saw before. Is this why the only time you can see the future most times is when you sleep? Because you're in a spiritual realm. Is y'all getting what Adam said? He said the eyes, before we had eyes of animal flesh, we could see the angels vividly going and doing, we could see in the spiritual realm. Now we got to walk. This is not the flesh we had at first. He said, my flesh has been changed. When God kicked us out of a garden, our flesh turned to death flesh, decaying flesh, flesh that is born to die. Our eyes don't see. That's why we only see a glimpse. Like you can see a shadow, but prior to that, you can see it. Remember when I said a lot of this is like doing acid? God removes the veil. I never did it before, but for people that have done shrooms and whatnot, they tell me they see all of the spiritual beings. When you close your eyes and you're not using your natural eyes, a lot of times you see in the spirit. So as long as y'all, and look it, don't they all in all of the movies, the person that got their eyes plucked out or they're blind, when they open their eyes, they completely gray. They see perfectly fine in the spirit. They just don't see in the flesh. But because their eyes don't work in the spirit, they see in the flesh. I mean, in the flesh, they see in the spirit. Just like this. These are a curse. These eyes deceive us. They actually cover what you can feel. So you can feel a presence, but you can't see it. Prior to us being in the garden, we could see it. Crazy, right? You feel air and don't see it, right? Right? Okay. He said, and Adam said, look at thine eyes and mine, which afore beheld angels in heaven praising, and they too without ceasing. But we do not see as we did, our eyes have become of flesh. They cannot see in like manner as they saw before. And Adam said again to Eve, what is our body today compared to what it was in former days when we dwelt in the garden? So their bodies was different, their skin was different, their eyes was different. They didn't have to walk, and now they walk. Well, walking make you tired. When you gotta walk a long way, you gotta sit down. If you fly, hmm. And after this, Adam did not like to enter the cave, and undergoing under the overhanging rock, nor would he have entered it. But he bowed to God's orders and said to himself, unless I enter the cave, I shall again be a transgressor. Can I ask y'all a question? Are y'all starting to get the meat of creation? And it's not just that simple stuff that we get in KJV in Genesis. Whole bunch more meat than just they was created, they messed up, and that was it. But you see how we had to go to the Cave of Treasures online. We had to go to Josephus. Then we had to go back over here to Old Testament Supergrapha. This is why I be telling y'all, to get the whole story, you can't just read one book. And sometimes I had so many notes. So it's good to have devices and pen and paper where you can write some stuff down, because we ain't even done with that. But I'm about to go eat. And I'll get back on here later. I got some more stuff to do. Gift bags and whatnot to put together and all of that extra rigmarole. But yeah. So y'all got something to do. Is this interesting though? Seeking you shall find. That's right. Ain't this a lot more interesting than just we was created and messed up and God just, that was just it? Yeah. It makes me real excited. Oh, you're welcome. See? So this is why Josephus, Old Testament Supergraphic, and you need your KJV so you can see what ain't there. So you can see what ain't there. It ain't, see, some people be stuck on only what's there, but you need to be worried about what ain't there. Like God says, Adam and Eve had more kids, right? In Genesis. Who went, how many of y'all pastors went to tell y'all how many? And I ain't trying to be funny, but they didn't preach that every Friday, baked it, boiled it, sun dried it. How many times they told y'all what their other names was? For real. I'm not trying to be funny. Y'all been in church, everybody that heard the creation story preached. How many of y'all pastors went and said, these are some of the other names, and these are the cities, and this and this and this? And it says right in Genesis that they had other sons and daughters. Right around the time that Adam died, right under his death, it said he had other sons and daughters. In KJV, if you go look at the part where it said Adam died, right after that, it's gonna say him and Eve had other sons and daughters, but they only mentioned Cain, Abel, and Seth. But we know in order for them to reproduce, there was women. Right. Okay. So if you got Josephus, I think you can download it. That copy's by William Winston and some other people that can get it. But William Winston is what you need. And also your book 2 and book 1. Because really you can go get Enoch and Jubilees and mix that in with what we, so Josephus, Jubilees, the book of Adam and Eve, Genesis, and even Jasher. So many books that you can put right there, and it's gonna be pieces, pieces, pieces. You're like, oh my god, oh my god, oh my god. Now, of course, because these books are interpreted by different people, the numbers could be off. One might say 50, one might say 55. But you also have to understand which manuscript they're translating to. Is it the Coptic version? Is it the Egyptian version? Is it the Syriac version? So those things matter too. Make sure you're looking at that. But once you start reading them all, you will see the pieces fitting together. That's how I'm able to say, oh, wait, we need to go read this part before this part. Then come back and read this. Then go read that. Then go read this. Because God did that on purpose. If He put it all right there, then you wouldn't have to seek. You wouldn't have to look. You wouldn't have to dig. You wouldn't have to be trying to ponder in your mind and figure out nothing. That's what the seeking you shall find is. This is seeking. You're looking, not just taking what's right in front of you. Okay, so God, there got to be more than this because this is okay. Yes, I'm reading those books in Genesis for a month. Listen, it's hard to get out of Genesis. That's how people like, I done read the Bible 20 times. I don't know how, because I'm still in the just trying to find out the Kings and get through Chronicles and all of these numbers and all of this and see, oh, this was the race of giants that was coming against Israel. That's why they was numbered. So even if you get up there, you should hit something that take you right back. Like what I'm going to teach tonight. I said, now, how is it that I read this? I studied it, but I didn't see this until today. I said, this mind blowing. Okay, so tonight we going to be right back in Josephus this evening. Mm-hmm. Yep, it is more. And God said, He said, seek me. Come on up higher, go deeper. But people don't want to. They just want to take that KJV. Basic instructions before leaving. Exactly, most basic. Like kindergarten math. But if all you want is 1 + 1, then fine. You don't want to get no degrees in the word. And I'm not saying by paper, but I'm saying you don't want to go higher and deeper and let God give you understanding. If you want to stay on, they be like, people want to stay on the milk. Y'all the ones on the milk. Y'all the ones telling people don't go get no more information, which is what the devil says. Because God says, seek, find, and understand. Getting all by getting understanding. Study to show yourself approved. So who's telling you not to study? It ain't my daddy. Because he's saying his people are dying because they don't have enough knowledge. They losing their souls because they don't have enough information. So he said, my people, God's people, are destroyed. He didn't say the world. He said his people is destroyed for the lack of knowledge, information, books, the rest of the story. So they telling lies saying God said, and he like, if you had the rest of the story, you wouldn't be sitting up in the pulpit testifying. But okay. So I'm about to go watch some TV and eat, color, and do the rest of this little stuff I got to do, and we go hit on that, and we might do some of that because I really want to get back to this too. Hopefully y'all been going through Hesiod. This is easy study. If you going and looking up every name that's listed in here, and right here go your mythology right here, all in a packet. So hopefully you downloaded Hesiod's Theogony and was able to print it or have it on your thing, because here go all your studies to the ancient places right here in Hesiod's Theogony. Here go all the angels' kids I gave it to y'all. Hesiod's theogony is about the angel's children. Okay? Good morning. So, when you read in Judges in the beginning of the Bible, the wars, Hesiod's theogony. Just type in Hesiod. I gotta go eat. I'm hungry. All right, y'all. I'm about to go make me some bacon. Just type in Hesiod. It'll come up. I love y'all. Trying to buy the Incredible Creation, sold that on Amazon. So they're selling it for $30. Go to Half Price Bookstore. Get online and see if Half Price Bookstore got it. They'll ship it to the store closest to you. Half Price Bookstore. If they ain't on it on Amazon, Half Price Bookstore. Check them in your city. And they don't even charge you to ship it from California to wherever you at. Wherever it is, if they got it in one of their stores, they overnight it and you can go in there and pick it up and get it. Yep. Love y'all.